Hello and welcome to Basic Fishing Bites. Today I want to talk about breaking ice and how to do it safely to catch fish. Now you can see this is proper thick ice, and we've actually broken out a lovely little channel just down here for my good friend Scholey to fish in. We've broken out to about 7 metres, which is plenty far enough to get a few bites on most venues. So what I'm going to do now is show you the kit that I carry and how I go about breaking ice safely, as well as a few other pitfalls that you should look out for when doing it. So I'll stick that down. Now, just a couple of things, first of all, safety-wise, footwear first and foremost. The lake's frozen, those platforms will be really slippy. I've got some good thick boots on here with good thick grips on them, and that's really important to ensure you stay safe on the bank. Gloves, you'll see as I get going in a minute, I'll be pulling rope and chain through my hands quite vigorously. You don't want to cut yourself or get any sores on your hands, so a good pair of gloves are essential. And the third thing, I've stripped right down, took my hoodie off, took all my winter clothing off. I'm a little bit chilly at the minute, but as I get going with this ice breaking, I'll soon warm up. So that's 3 things safety-wise. Now I'm going to move on to the icebreaker itself. I've got a double ender, as I like to call it here. I've got a thick one on one end. This is a big old industrial weight that my friend Tom Boyce made for me when I lived down in Devon. I've had this years, this. I think it's feels about 7 or 8 kilos, but you can see it's got rough edges which I'll splinter the ice and break through. And then importantly, this chain above, which we'll actually use to saw through the ice, as you'll see. I've then got a good length of rope, should I want to break to 13 metres. Today, that'd take most of the day, so we won't be doing that. And on the other end of this icebreaker, we've got a thinner chain and a smaller weight. It's actually a small lump hammer that's just attached to the chain. Now the beauty with this one is it'll obviously break through thinner ice. You can chuck this a long way, 13-14 metres, and cut through the ice that way. So that's the icebreaker itself. There's lots of different ways of doing this. This is the way I find best. Key parts of it, the weights obviously, and the chain above it so you can saw through the ice, and then a good length of rope. So we're going to make our way down the bank now and begin breaking the ice. So how do we go about breaking the ice? We're down on the platform now. Again, just a quick safety note, just take care as you break ice. You'll often find this gets increasingly slippy from the water dripping on it, so just be really careful underfoot. The general technique for doing this for me is to throw this as far as I can and then saw back. Now I've got a sneaky feeling this ice will be too thick for that here, but we'll try it just to show you. So the first thing we do is just throw it comfortably as far as we can and see what happens. As I thought, that has bounced straight off the ice. The ice out there is too thick for that weight to go through. I'm not the strongest man alive. I can't throw much heavier than that any distance. So what we're going to have to do, and this really is the fail-safe way of breaking any ice, is to start in the edge and work our way out. So the first thing we're going to try and do is get through the ice right underfoot. And for this, we're probably going to need to actually swing the weight overhead. The first thing we need to do is get a little hole in the ice, and then we can work from there. So I'm going to try and do that now. Get in there, nearly. There, that's through. Now once it's through, we can actually use the chain that I talked about as a bit of a tool in our favour to make a bit of a channel that we can then break the rest of the ice into. So I'm just actually going to use the weight and the chain you can see there, and you can see that hole that's popped out there. I can flick it back in though. I'm using the chain and the weight now to actually make that hole bigger. You can see already the thickness of that ice. But this is obviously a work in progress, because the truth is, I go in that hole. Now, the truth is with this, the more knocking you do on the ice, the more you weaken it. You can see as I'm doing that behind where I'm pulling that weight is all the while just weakening the ice and pulling it back towards me. There we are. Right. I'm going to do the same at the other side, and then I'm going to saw all the way back and try and really break it underfoot. So I'm just conscious all the time as well of where the platform is, because obviously I want the channel to be dead in front of the platform. So I'm going to try and brake slightly to the left now. And again, saw back. Let's try and really create something that I can join up, if you know what I mean. So we've got a starting point. So what I'll do, I'll continue doing that. I'll bring you another update once I've joined those two channels up. But you get the process of smashing it near side to try and basically join these two channels up. And we're only still about a metre out, or a metre and a half out from the platform, so we're starting short. But we'll soon be able to weaken this and get a proper channel that we can then grow. Thank you for supporting the channel. To reward your loyalty, we've teamed up with some top tackle brands to give you guys a 10% discount off some fantastic fishing tackle. To take advantage of this, all you need to do is head over to catchmorecodes.com, where you'll get the discount codes you need to start saving money, as I said, and we've got some really special brands on board. So thanks again, guys, for supporting us, and enjoy the discount codes at catchmorecodes.com. So as you can see, we've now managed to join up those two shorter channels that we've made just by smashing the ice each side and then sawing between them. And I'm actually now going to use the landing net to get out what I've broken. And this will give you an idea just how thick this ice is, because it really is quite incredible. Look at that. That's between 3 and 4 inches thick, that ice. So proper stuff to go at. I'm actually going to add another little caveat as well, safety-wise, folks. I'll be honest, I've never broke ice as thick as this to fish. And if I was doing it again on this short range, just to be double safety conscious, I'd probably use safety goggles as well, just because there's quite a bit of it does fly up at you. But you'll see what I'm doing now is basically clearing the channel out. And the idea behind this is if you leave that floating ice in there, it will, if it's below zero, obviously refreeze, which you don't want. So you want to get it out of the way. And it also lets you keep track of how you're progressing with the project. At the minute, obviously only about a metre out there. But the beauty of this is, now we've got a start, it won't take me long to really get out there and build on it. The hardest part of the ice breaking on days like this is definitely getting through the ice in the first place. So we've made a good start at that. Ugh. You can see there how thick that is. So what we're going to do now, finish clearing this bit of a hole, and then we're going to carry on out there and try and basically repeat the process. So either side, sawing back to this channel in increments as we go. So I'll do another couple of metres and I'll just bring you a little update on how we're getting on. So that goes down there out the way. So always just try and keep your work area clear, because the slippy old platform, and the last thing you want to be doing is falling in. So, although I must say today I think you bounce rather than fall in. So we're going to carry on making the channel. I'm going to go a bit further there. I've actually missed on one of them already. Often it takes 2, sometimes even 3 attempts to get through the ice at a given distance. And obviously if you don't go through, don't worry, just come a bit closer and don't be as ambitious with, that one nearly through, don't be as ambitious with where you're actually throwing the breaker. So nearly. So that obviously we've not managed to get through there. Let's try a bit closer. And again, if you're close, then you can try overhead. Not that time. Just a case of repeating the process, being careful. It's nearly through. We just basically keep going. There we are. That's on the edge of where we got already. And now what we can do is use the chain again. So, if I don't pull too hard. You'll find the key, which is frustrating, is definitely to pull it so the weight hits the ice, because that does the best sawing like that. But you don't want to pull so hard that it pulls the breaker out, which is tricky. You can see that sawing, smashing the ice, cracking it as it goes. If I carry on, I'll be able to probably free up another metre of ice this time. Well, back down the hole, back down the hole. What you don't want to do is get your breaker stuck. It does that. There we are. If it does get stuck, don't get too violent, just wiggle it about. It'll often just drop back through the hole. Nearly there. Frustratingly close on that. So I'm just going to drop that back in the hole and finish the job, I think. Might try and just widen it a bit, coming this way. There we are, that's a big chunk off. If we carry on like that, the whole thing should, in a minute, break through and you'll get the idea of what we're trying to do. There we are, look, so now we've extended the channel by about 1 metre on that side, and we're going to chip away at it further out and try and do the same thing. You can see how thick it is. Our big chunks come away there. That's what you want. We'll have a couple more smashes and then break it up with the net and get it out of the way. I'd like to just, there we are, that's almost through, if the breaker will go through. Not quite. Couple more. Nearly. That's a big bit off. You get the impression it's, the idea should I say, it's slow progress, but we are chipping away. We probably broke out now to, what would that be from the bank, 2 or 3 metres maybe. There we are, it's almost through. There's a little hole there to the right as well, which we can saw when we manage to get there. Too far. You can see why though I said about stripping down so you're not in your warm clothes, because you get a real sweat on doing this. Bit closer. Nearly through. Go on. Not quite. There we are. Beautiful. And another good tip that I've found personally is when you've got through at a given side of your platform, make sure you saw in a logical direction so that you're widening your channel as much as possible. I'm going to gun this side of the pallet now and saw straight down the line here. There we are. There we are, we've even got a little bit of progress into an old slot there. It's actually quite rewarding, as sad as it sounds. Quite a rewarding project to do, breaking ice. Come on. Look at that that's the mothership of pieces, that is. That's great. So you're getting the idea. Hold one side, hold the other, saw back into the main channel and just keep going.
Channel memberships, ready to take your fishing to the next level? You're in the right place. We have 2 different membership tiers to pick from. First up, Catch More Media Extra. Join and unlock a growing library of over 100 exclusive videos. From in-depth masterclasses covering methods in huge detail, to live matches and members-only live streams. Each month, you'll get 2 brand new masterclass sessions, plus a live Q&A with top anglers, where you can ask your biggest fishing questions. If you love live matches, our second tier, Catch More Media Elite, is the one for you. Here, you'll get everything from the Catch More Media Extra level, plus 2 new live matches every single month. Watch the very best anglers in the game under pressure at venues up and down the country. Sound like a bit of you? Join today and take your fishing to the next level with Catch More Media channel memberships.
That was a lot thicker than any ice I've ever cleared, to be honest. Even out there, it was still over 3 inches thick. But it just goes to show it's probably taken us 45 minutes to an hour. We've managed to clear plenty far enough out to catch a few fish, about 6 metres. Probably 6 to 7 metres, that is. Been a team effort, obviously. I helped Kaylee clear hers earlier, and she's just helped me clear mine, and that's always good if you've got a mate with you, especially as it's quite dangerous, really, fishing at this time of year. So if you go with somebody, it's always best to work together. One final tip, what we're going to do now is put a bit of bait in and then go and have a breakfast and come back and start fishing. Now, the water's cold, the water's clear. It does often take fish a little bit of time to settle, so make the most of your day. Break the ice early, feed a bit of bait, maybe then tackle up, or go and have a brekkie, then tackle up, and give the fish a chance to settle over the bait. The beauty of ice, though, is it does offer natural cover and protection to fish. So I'm really confident a bit later we'll catch a few, and hopefully I'll be able to put a little insert in here just to show you the rewards of all that hard work. If you've enjoyed watching this video, folks, be sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll bring you lots more videos like this on here. Thanks for watching.